While cryptic pregnancy actually end in delivery and the child is born hale and hearty, chemical pregnancy end in miscarriage within the first 5 weeks of pregnancy. In this video, we're going to be differentiating between these two. All the cardinal differences between the chemical and the cryptic pregnancy is what we're going to be looking at, because some persons kind of mix up those terms. So stay tuned and please give this video a thumbs up. Please like the video. Please just click on the like button and turn on notification as well for new subscribers, so that you'd be able to get updates when there's a new one. And for my returning subscribers, I really appreciate you. Now, cryptic pregnancy is a kind of pregnancy that conventional tests do not detect. You do an ultrasound, it is negative. Meanwhile, chemical pregnancy is a pregnancy that ends within the first 5 weeks of pregnancy, very early. In most cases, the person that is pregnant do not even know that a pregnancy happened. So that's one thing that is kind of similar about cryptic pregnancy and chemical pregnancy. The fact that in the two kind of pregnancy, there may be an absence of the knowledge of that pregnancy. So yeah, this kind of is similar between the two. But one thing is, with cryptic pregnancy, sometimes the pregnancy can get detected around the 20th week, but for chemical pregnancy, it might just go and the person never knew she was pregnant. Let's go into looking at the differences between those two. Now, with cryptic pregnancy, number one, the pregnancy test is negative. But with chemical pregnancy, there would be a positive pregnancy test. But most times the HCG level is low, so the pregnancy test might be faint. But for the fact that it ends so quickly, a lot of people might not even test before the pregnancy ends. Number two, with cryptic pregnancy, there is bleeding that is like the normal menstrual period. It could be lighter, but it's just like the normal menstrual period. But with chemical pregnancy, there is a heavier than normal menstrual period. So for chemical pregnancy, it's a miscarriage that is happening. So the period is usually heavier than normal. So most times you might even ask yourself, why is my period so heavy? Why is my period all of a sudden coming with clots and all that? So with chemical pregnancy, the period is heavier than the normal monthly period. Third thing that differentiates this pregnancy is the fact that with cryptic pregnancy, the pregnancy could be detected around the 20th week or sometimes go unnoticed until delivery. But for chemical pregnancy, most times the pregnancy may not actually be detected. For those who do not have the opportunity of testing due to the early miscarriage, they will not even know that there was anything like pregnancy at all. Now, another thing is that with cryptic pregnancy, the baby is carried to term and delivered. But with chemical pregnancy, there is a miscarriage. It doesn't progress. Like the fertilization happens, implantation happens, but it just ends in miscarriage within the first few weeks of that pregnancy. With cryptic pregnancy as well, there could be presence of mild pregnancy symptoms. Like you could be getting pregnancy symptoms, sometimes malaise, sometimes fatigue. But for the fact that your test is negative, you wouldn't even want to care about really checking further. But for chemical pregnancy, there is no pregnancy symptoms because this happened so early. Before even the HCG begins to build up, the pregnancy has already ended. So most times there will be no pregnancy symptoms in chemical pregnancy. In cryptic pregnancy, the woman is not aware that she's pregnant. All right, they are not aware at all because test is negative, ultrasound is negative, everything is negative. But for chemical pregnancy, the woman may be aware of the pregnancy before it ended. So yeah, you might actually just find out today that you're pregnant and tomorrow you were bleeding. So yeah, for cryptic pregnancy, there is no knowledge of the pregnancy, but for chemical pregnancy, there could be knowledge of it for some before the miscarriage happens. With cryptic pregnancy, there is no severe cramps. Like the bleeding is coming like your normal menstrual bleeding or lighter, but you don't get cramps because of course there is actually pregnancy, but it's just that it is not detected. But with chemical pregnancy, there is severe cramp that is worse than the normal menstrual cramp that you get monthly. So chemical pregnancy is actually associated with severe cramp, but cryptic pregnancy periods are not associated with cramps. All right, so these are some of the differences between chemical pregnancies and cryptic pregnancy. One end in live birth, another ends in miscarriage. Now, cryptic pregnancy happens in 1 out of every 475 pregnancies, but chemical pregnancy is quite common. A lot of women actually get chemical pregnancy from one point or the other during their reproductive life. But like I said earlier, most of them end up not knowing that something actually happened. Meanwhile, some actually get to know that there was something. And a woman can have more than one chemical pregnancy. It's not that you are infertile. It only shows that the normal cycles are happening. It's just that the pregnancy is not able to develop. And like I said in my previous video about chemical pregnancy, it is just because of the fact that there is an abnormality with the chromosomal formation of the embryo. And for those that use assisted pregnancy techniques, it could be due to damage to the egg during freezing. So these are some of the reasons chemical pregnancies happened. Cryptic pregnancy usually goes undetected because of the fact that the HCG level is low, and so there's no positive pregnancy test. And then ultrasound do not pick these babies because of their positions in the uterus and also the shape of the uterus, and also due to the fact that there is no bump with this pregnancy. And of course, with chemical pregnancy as well, there won't be bump because it just ends so early. So yeah, it's kind of like it's a similarity between chemical and cryptic pregnancy, the fact that they both do not produce bombs. All right, so that is it. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this shedded some light on the concept of cryptic pregnancy and chemical pregnancy. Kindly give the video a thumbs up if you've not done so at this point. See you again in the next video.